Welcome back to game 2 here of the inspiresport Champion Schools final day. It's the Year 8 girls final taking centre stage now as St Bede's and St Joseph's of Keighley take on Archbishop Sentamu Academy of Hull. I'm delighted to be joined by Tara Jones in commentary for this one, but first of all let's have a quick run through these sides. So we're starting with the St Bede's and St Joseph's side, who are going to be wearing red and black this afternoon. Wearing 7 is Farida Mack, wearing 3 Fern Simpson, wearing 8 is Gabriela Zamachowska, wearing 2 is Grace Safranauskas, wearing 5 is Lydia Safranauskas, in the 12 jumper is Mariam Yakini, wearing number 1 is Mary Olorundari, wearing 11 Tashana McCusker Campbell, in 10 is Valencia Ogagua, in 13 Tamari Zichawo, in 16 Gabriela Mutin Divari, wearing 4 Faith Dell, in 15 Leandra Rotem Duru, and wearing 9 Theodora Collins, in 2 Chioma Aduma, and wearing 14 Chloe Fasanya. And for the Archbishop Sentamu Academy, numbered 1 to 16, 1 is Amelia Fuller, 2 Layla Elrington, 3 Navia Hall, 4 Brooke McKay, 5 Hope Robinson, 6 Jasmine Zilangi, 7 Ayesha Bacco, 8 Poppy Stockdale, 9 Ella Smith, 10 Mel Graham, 11 Olivia Haywood, 12 Lelia Blanchard, 13 is Grace Martin, 14 Grace Bennett, 15 Macy Lee Ramsden, and 16 is May Lee McCann. Our referee and touch judges for this one is referee Sophie Lum, touch judges Maya Gashu and Scarlett Fleming. Now we've run through the teams, Tara. First of all, welcome. It's nice to have you alongside me for this one. What do you think we can expect in this one? And isn't it great to see 3 young match officials?
Yeah, I think from watching that first game that's just happened there, we can expect a really tough encounter here. The girls from both sides look really athletic and up for it. And yeah, it's great to see so many young match officials, in particular female match officials, coming through now. I think we've got 7 here across the day, female match officials officiating in the middle and on the line, so it's really nice to see that. When I was coming through there was pretty much only me, but now we've got a good core group of young girls coming through at around 16, 17 years of age, and they're showing loads and loads of potential. I think the 3 girls on the first game had a really, really good performance. I'm sure these girls on this game will do the same.
Do you get to have much dealings, or is it left mainly through the local ref societies with these girls?
So we've got girls from all across the board, so it is down to local societies and the hubs that we've got, but as a Women and Girls Ambassador I try and get around and see them as much as I can.
So we're underway in this one. First use of possession by St Bede's and St Joseph's, making a break down the right side. Oh, it was a real forceful surge from Fern Simpson, playing that ball really quickly. Now running in is McCusker Campbell. Big charge into the middle of the field. Valiant defence though in the end to drag her down. Layla Blanchard putting herself on the line there. But we're still in possession here. St Bede's and St Joseph's. Free flowing running from Farida Mack. Cutting back into the 30-metre line, playing it about 10 metres in from that touch line. And another big charge from dummy half coming in. I tell you what, from these first couple of play the balls, they're so quick.
Yeah, it's really quick speed, some really tough, strong carries there, and also some strong defence on display. So
that's Gabriela Zamachowska, just 5 metres out from the line. Ball moved to the right-hand side, last tackle, little chip through. Oh, what a pick-up that is. That's a super pick-up from Ayesha Bacco. She was under loads of pressure there. I thought it was a superb little kick, that.
Yeah, it was. It's not a bad little option, and then a little bit of size difference there between the kicker and the player picking it up. But, she done really well to follow her own kick through and make that tackling goal to force the goal line dropout.
And this is what I love about, sort of schools rugby and generally this sort of age group, because you see those size mismatches, don't you? Everybody grows at different ways and different levels.
Yeah, definitely. It's down to pretty much who's the toughest in the skill level at this level when there's a size difference.
That was a brave dive on the ball, that from Gabriela Zamanchu. There it's picked up and a running chance. So it's its first opening try of the game for Rita Mack going in on the left-hand side. She was like lightning out of that dummy half position and really did skirt around the edge of the defence.
Yeah, that first set there, Farida had a couple of good drives. I think she's going to be a player that we need to watch and a threat for that team. Like you say here, she just spots that gap and scoots out and uses that space.
I thought it was lovely footwork that, to be honest. A real class try, and St Bede's and St Joseph's go in front in this one, 4 points to 0. This kick to come. Perfect start for them.
Yeah, you know, like I mentioned there, they've had some real tough carries, quite direct. They look really athletic and strong and fast, and they're just going to look for them quick play the balls. And like I say, through them key players like Farida there, she's shown what she can do in that first couple of sets, and I think they need to watch out for her.
The other thing that I love about covering Champion Schools Finals Day is that you see the progression in the skills. So already this looks like it's going to be a quicker game than the first one that we saw, and that's no disrespect. It's just that as you get more used and you get more developed in the skills.
Yeah, obviously as they're getting older and more experienced, that's going to come with that development.
Oh, what a superb kick. Brilliant kick from Fern Simpson. Let's have a look at the try again. It bounced and bobbled. Good drop on it from Gabriela Zamachowska. And then Farida Mack just spots the chance, gets in at dummy half and skirts off to the left-hand side. Realises that she's up against a mismatch. Goes around Layla Ellerington and into the corner. So 6 points to 0. That was a super kick, that. And as we saw in the last game, play restarts with Archie in possession of the halfway line and making some good meters down that left-hand side. Picked up out of dummy half by Ella Smith. In turn, she finds Fuller. Fuller bursting through the middle. Good work from her as well. Gets inside that 20-metre mark. Quick play of the ball too. Now the running of Hall. Oh, she's challenging all comers to come at her now. Really powerful surge inside the 10-metre mark. She goes just at the left-hand side of the post. Then a dart from dummy half. Oh, tell you what, you'd be proud of that sort of dart, wouldn't you, Tara?
I would be, yeah. I was just thinking that, you know, in a couple of plays previously, I was just watching her and she's pointing one way and she passes the other. A couple of strong carries, and then we have a carry there that brings in a lot of the defence, and she exploits that gap from dummy half. Yeah, I would be proud of that scoot.
It ended up being pretty good defence in the end when they caught up with her, though, because it did force the error, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It was a shame she couldn't finish that off there, but really, really good defence.
So St Bede's and St Joseph's back in possession, looking to get away from this end of the ground as quickly as they can. Matt goes again from dummy half. Oh, she's found an opening. She's off down the left-hand side. Good run, valiant defence coming across though. Quick play of the ball. And they go again from the dummy half position. Pinch another few metres forward. Over the halfway line now goes St Bede's. Oh, the lovely running style. It's very fluid and fluent. Ball in the middle of the field now, St Bede's. Solid hit up from Faith Dell on the edge of that 30-metre line, playing the ball back. Picked up out of dummy half now by McCusker Campbell. Goes inside the 20-metre line again. They do look dangerous when they're coming from that position, don't they? And I know this is going to be turnover possession, but I thought that was a really good set. They picked up plenty of metres. Yeah,
you know, they're just keeping it simple there. They've got the dummy half scoots, one after another, just going up the middle, and they got some good field position.
Another fantastic run coming in from Aisha Bacco.
Just forced the error there, that defence.
Ended up being a cracking tackle though as well, like you mentioned there, Tara. Forcing that error, and St Bede's back in possession again. Applying the pressure, 22 metres away from the line. Brave run, hit and spin, good carry as well from Gabriela Zamachowska. 15 metres out from the line, she plays this ball. Oh, I'm not sure how much she expected that, but she's made that look so simple. Cutting through the middle again, Farida Mack. And the pass was right up around her nose, wasn't it, when she got hold of it? But wow, no stopping her.
We had a good strong carry there from Gabriella, which has sucked in that defence, and then a nice little drop off that Farida just goes and finishes under the sticks.
So that moves the scoreline on to 10 points to 0 here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium. Wakefield Trinity. I do think that's another thing that I really like of how you know, Champ Schools has developed over recent years, in the fact that it's being brought to professional venues.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I was saying just before, like when I was at school, my school, we didn't have any opportunities to play rugby, let alone play in such a good competition and competitive competition. And then for now, like you say, for it to be played at professional grounds and being streamed and got the attention that it's got around it, you know, it's just great to see. And I'm a little bit jealous of the young girls, if I'm honest.
Just over 7 minutes gone in this one, and what a start it has been for St Bede's and St Joseph's. Can she kick it? Yes, she can. I've been waiting years to say that sort of saying, you know, Tyler.
Yeah, no, they've had a really, really good, strong start there. And again, another really good conversion.
Some right players out there for St Bede's and St Joseph just from this early stage of the game.
Yeah, they're good, strong runners and athletic, and I think that's really important. You know, they've got that good leg drive and long strides within them.
So, Archbishop Sentamu back in possession. Tricky run comes in from Fuller. She beats a couple of players and then straightens up and reaches that 40-metre line, and just a touch beyond it. She'll now play this ball to Ella Smith, who passes to the right-hand side, picks up the run in there of Hope Robinson. Again, valiant running from Robinson, leaves a couple of defenders trailing in her wake. Another quick play of the ball. These are strong carries. Fuller goes again, right at the heart of the defence. Inside the 20-metre line she goes. Can we see an instant response here from Archbishop Sentamu? Again, very athletic, trying to skirt away outside of the defence. Big run coming in there from Macy Lee Ramsden, who's put down just a couple of metres out from the line. Ball comes back in field now. It's with the 13, Grace Martin. Martin all held, 2-player tackle. Had to be a big effort there in defence, and certainly was. Last tackle signalled. Kick comes in out of dummy half, a tricky one. Comes off knees. They couldn't quite get hold of it there. It was a valiant effort from Navia Hall, that. Once again, St Bede's and St Joseph's on the charge. Just inside their own 20-metre line at the moment. Was that a little error? It was. Just snuck out, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think they were rattled a little bit, to be honest. Can I say that with regard? Because I just get the feeling that, you know, Archbishop Sentamu put a load of pressure on in that last set.
Yeah, they did that last set. You know, Archbishop, I think they found the front every single time and broke the tackle. So I think that probably took St Bede's by surprise a little bit. So, like you say, a little bit rattled, and now they need to deal with them here. Oh,
that's great defence at dummy half, though. It's forced an error out of Ella Smith. It was an all-encompassing tackle.
Yeah, I don't think Ella Smith was too happy there. I think she was saying that they were not square, but, you know, just got to be a little bit quicker with that play of the ball and that distribution, I think.
I thought it was a good shout from Sophie Lund, to be honest, our match official. Big carry again. And then coming down that left-hand side. Gagua playing it inside her own 40-metre line. Oh, and that's a great tackle from Archbishop Sentamu, forcing the error. I think she's made up for that, hasn't she, Ella Smith? She was one of the 2 players that were involved in the tackle.
Yes, she obviously realised that she needs to make up for the other error, and she's done that. She's always involved, and she's forced that error. Straight back into it here for her.
Oh, what a tackle on Fuller. I mean, she's been deadly when she's had hold of the ball previously as Fuller, and that's the way that obviously they're going to have to try and defend against her. Trying to open play out now. Run coming in from Bacco. Goes inside the 30 after a quick play of the ball here. Smith looks to her left-hand side. Brought back through the middle from Grace Bennett. On the edge of the 20-metre line. Restricting the metres forward though, but giving away a bit of a penalty and just slowing it down too much.
Yeah, just spent a little bit too long in there, and you can see Ella Smith instantly directing the team around and wanting to get them on the front foot. And I think if she can take control of that and, you know, get Archbishop to have a little bit of a quicker play of the ball. They're already finding the front, so if they can get that speed, I think Ella will exploit that.
She looks a right sparky player, doesn't she, actually, Ella?
Yeah, you can see that. I think she's got a bit of a rugby brain from what I can see. So, like I say, if she can get that momentum going, she'll exploit that behind the ruck.
Quick tap taken by Grace Bennett, who goes within sight of the try line. Smith moves into dummy half. Options just inside. It was a good pass and a brave carry as well from Layla Blanchard. Blanchard just stopped inches from that line. Comes out from Smith. Ooh, trying to get between defenders. Hope Robinson. Robinson just 2 metres out from the line. They're asking the questions. Fuller! Oh, Fuller just bursting away through. She's threatened a couple of times. Had a couple of great runs earlier on in this game. And that really has put Archbishop Sentamu back within this contest. 12 points to 4. So brilliant run towards the post there.
Yeah, Fuller's done really, really well there. Like you mentioned, she's had some great carries so far, and I think she's found a front every single time. The previous carries in that set, you know, it's just brought in that defence, some one-up carries, and then Fuller exploits that space that's been created just that little bit wider.
And she just seemed to, well, she's got a little bit more pace, hasn't she, as well? And the way we've seen her run so far, she can, it just, for me, it just seems like she can cause a bit of havoc.
Yeah, I think if she gets in some space, we'll see some good footwork from her. You can kind of tell she's got that within her, and, you know, some good footwork and some good pace.
So Grace Bennett has taken this ball about 15 metres back from the post. I think she'll thank Amelia Fuller for scoring that directly under the post. I know I'd be really happy if somebody scored under the post and I was going to try and convert.
Yeah, you've got to always help your mates out and try and get under them sticks, you know, if they're the ones kicking it.
But then there's a reason why I'm on the microphone, to be honest, so I could never kick a rugby ball. So Grace Bennett steps up. It's a good kick from her. 12 points to 6. They're back in the game. It was a lightning start, to be honest, wasn't it, from St Bede's and St Joseph's, getting those 2 early tries from Farida Mack. But now, with about 14 minutes of the first half gone, they're well back in the game, aren't they?
Yeah, I think St Bede's found themselves within possession of the ball a little bit more than Archbishop, so they had the attacking sets, and, you know, they got on the front foot with the athletic players that they've got. And then when Archbishop got the chance to attack, I think it maybe set St Bede's back a little bit, found themselves a little bit daunted, but they've got the chance to attack again here, so we'll see how they respond from that try. Yeah,
that's the only worrying bit for me for Archbishop Sentamu, because they look absolutely unplayable at times when they're running with this ball, don't they? This St Bede side, again, putting forward out of dummy half, ball released, popped up lovely for Fern Simpson, who cuts across to the left. Nice bit of footwork she's got between 2 defenders. She stopped and then cut back on the infield.
Some great footwork there from Fern.
Far more direct, going right at the heart of the defence again from Gabriela Zamachowska. Still going inside the 10-metre mark. Playing the ball. Comes out to this right side to Shana McCusker-Campbell. Oh, and they're going to break through again. And I think that's a hat-trick for Farida Mack. Superb support.
Yeah, Farida's had a great start here, like you say. That might be a hat-trick for her now, and she's just finishing them off nicely. You know, we have a good run there from Fern Simpson. Some really good footwork and speed, you know, for the size of her. She's only little is Fern, but she had some good speed on her there, and she could probably set that up for Farida to go and finish.
I love the way that ahead of this, I mean, we've seen that she's just so athletic, is Farida Mack. I hope that she gets the opportunity to continue playing rugby league, because she looks a natural.
Yeah, definitely. You want to see girls like that push through and develop, and, you know, looking at some of the talent on the field, I'm sure that some of these girls will be in their development pathways, and you never know, on the international stage in the future.
But yeah, I mean, Fern Simpson going to be attempting the conversion of this one, and for me it was that run that she put in, and what really impressed me was that she set off a full pelt down that left-hand side, was able to apply the brakes and then cut to the right.
Yeah, she obviously got that knowledge to put the accelerator on and go and back herself, but she didn't want to go too close to touch and put her team under pressure, so she brought that back in. They were patient, and then they used that and exploited that through Farida to finish it off on the right-hand side of the six.
So Fern Simpson looking for a 3rd goal of her tally. Set the ball up In she runs, makes excellent contact again, and the flags are raised. And I tell you what, it's a I was saying before in the first game, it's a variable breeze here as well, and it's kind of really swirling, so you've got to really judge when you do your run up and take everything into account, haven't you?
She looks like she's got a good technique as well and follows through with her foot, and like you say, makes good connection with the ball, so yeah, she's got some talent with the boot there.
So Grace Bennett to play this ball on the halfway line for Archbishop Sentamu Academy. Oh, little step over, and then out of dummy half goes Fuller. Wow, that outfoxed everybody, that did.
Yeah, it did. Ella Smith just ran over the ball there and let someone else pick it up. Spooked them a little bit, I think.
20 metres gain on that carry. They'll make a few more through Macy Lee Ramsden to the edge of the 20-metre line. Where the ball comes in, Smith offloads under pressure. Ball's bobbling around. It ends up going forwards, unfortunately. You know, with me, I like to look at things positively. Other people, they might look at that and think, oh, that's a mistake. I'm going to say that's a positive error because she was trying to promote it. She was trying to find a support.
You can see what they're kind of trying to do there, and like you say, that support play. But Farida Mack, again, I know we keep talking about her, but she made a great tackle and then forces the error on the next one.
That's a good run up the middle from Olorundari. Olorundari to play this one. Just checking where she could run then was Zichawo. Zichawo plays the ball back on her own 40-metre line. Simpson just drops it back, looking for Mack again, who's again unleashing terror every time she runs forward. Neat little offload. It's gone backwards in the eyes of our match official, and it's picked up, and the attack continues here for St Bede's and St Joseph's, who are up in this one by 18 points to 6. Bit of free running there from Lydia Safranauskas. 35 metres out from the line. Dummy half it comes. And then a step-in run forward from Faith Dell. Eventually put down on the 30-metre line. Good defence from Grace Bennett, who's certainly throwing herself around. Kick comes in on the last from Simpson. Into the backfield. It'll bounce, it'll bobble. Perfect kick. It stops in the in-goal area. Fuller has work to do and does it perfectly. Down that right-hand side she comes now. Outside the 20. Was that a grab of... I think that was a grab at a ponytail, that.
Yeah, I agree with the high tackle there. You know, Fuller does really, really well to get out the in-goal, and you know, she makes like 30 metres there, but unfortunately for St Bede's, the tackle was just high.
You know, this is the other thing about, you know, girls and women's rugby. You've got to be really brave because people go for your hair. I mean, this is why I'm quite pleased I can shave all mine off.
Yeah, I don't think they go for it deliberately.
No,
you know, the ponytail is just there and it can be caught. Unfortunately, it does happen, but yeah, something that you see more often in the women's game.
So, Archbishop Sentamu up to the halfway line at the start of this set. Ball comes back to the middle, and then a cut-in run from Hope Robinson. You know what? She's done some really good carries in this first half, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has. We keep seeing her carry that ball. She sucks in some defenders.
Picked up well. Grace Bennett rushes out of a couple of tackles, puts the brakes on, goes back again. Eventually she's brought to ground, but it's going to be a really quick play of the ball. Oh, and then some good pressure out of dummy half there to force the error. Referee Sophie Lum checks her watch, blows the whistle. That's half-time in this one. What a first half we've seen. It was action-packed, that.
Yeah, really good first half, you know, from both teams. They're showing some great talent in attack and, you know, some really, really good runs and athletic, talented players there that are finding their front when they're making them carries. You know, we've talked there about Farida Mack for St Bede's and particularly Emma Fuller for Archbishop. I think they're two key players to look out for, especially in this second half, and we highlighted them early on.
Yeah, so it's 18 points to 6 in this one. A hat-trick of tries from Farida Mack, who at the moment, she's got to be a good nomination for perhaps player of the match, but another half to come, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another half to come, so we've got to see her keep working hard in attack and defence. You know, she's exploited that space really, really well for St Bede's there and put them ahead. But there are some key other standout players as well. You know, for Archbishop, I'm particularly impressed with Ella Smith at 9. You can tell that she's got a rugby brain. She's guiding the team around the field. And she's coming up with some little trick plays, like a little step over at the play of the ball and trying to get back in behind that ruck. So I am impressed with her too.
And then perhaps defensively, you know, you've got Ayesha Bako, who she got that ball inside her own in goal area with the tight kick early on, and then came up with an absolute cruncher in the middle of that half.
Yeah, you know, they're all working really hard in defence, and there's some big hits going in and some really hard work going on. So yeah, the defence wins your games ultimately. So you got to look for them players as well.
So while we're in half time, and we have got, I was going to say a break of just a couple of minutes between the halves and the turnaround, I want to ask you a little bit more about how you know, the development of the younger referees is going, and particularly the girls. And like you already alluded to, 7 girls here today. I mean, that's tremendous.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, really. You know, when I was coming through as a young girl, as a match official, there wasn't very many other girls coming through. For a long period of time, there was probably only just myself. So to have 7 girls here just today at the finals is just great. And there's a lot of young match officials in general coming through, and there's a lot of hard work going on behind the scenes with them to develop them through. So we've got our local societies, because the officials here today are from all over the country. We've got our local societies, and then Ben Taylor's doing a lot of hard work with the community side of things, and we've got some hubs now, so where some local societies will merge together once every other month, and they have central topics that they will go over at their meeting and development areas that they'll go over. So yeah, some really hard work going on behind the scenes, which is really good to see. And I know that people are benefiting from that, and you can see that in the performances.
That's really encouraging, that, to hear about those hubs, you know,
Yeah.
because you know, there's like shared best practices, isn't there? You know, there might be something that one you know, ref society is doing that they want to share that with another one, and I suppose spreading the love and spreading the information is all what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and I think just like today, it's given an opportunity for match officials to come together, because it is quite individualised. You're not necessarily a team meeting up on a regular basis. So when you have the likes of these society meetings or the hubs, it gives a chance for all the match officials to get together from that area and learn from each other. And then also the hubs is centralising things, so the content is the same. So the match officials are getting the same development across the board, and it provides those opportunities to ask questions and learn from each other. And then you have like some senior officials and junior officials that are also attending together, so they learn from each other too.
I find it really interesting you mentioned, because it can be, you know, quite a lonely place to be as a match official, you know, when you've got because you can't do wrong for doing right, you know, in anybody's eyes, you know.
Yeah.
But you probably think, well, you know, I've done all right if both sides are complaining of something or other, because, you know, that's where you are, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
But it's nice that there is that support network that is in place.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously we're using these hubs of development and learning tools as well, but it's a chance for the match officials to get together and feel a little bit more like a team and have the support and backing of each other. You know, like today I wanted to come down as Women and Girls Ambassador to support all the match officials here today, but particularly the female ones, because I want them to know that they do have a support network, and if they're struggling with anything or they're wanting to learn anything or they've got any questions, that they can come to the likes of myself, and I can support them with that, either from a developmental thing on field or anything that they might have going on off field as well. So
we're right at the start of this second half. It was almost like you'd planned that, and we'd finished right at that time. What a great kick-off.
Yeah.
Superb kick-off that, wasn't it? To put some early pressure on and take possession at the start of this second half for St Bede's and St Joseph's, who lead by 18 points to 6. A hat-trick scored by Farida Mack. 3 goals from the boot of Fern Simpson, playing a try from Amelia Fuller and a goal from Grace Bennett for Archbishop Sentamu Academy. I feel like I should be extolling the virtues of Archie today, though, because they're in 4 of these finals. She's superb, isn't it?
They're in again here as well.
Oh, great run, straight through the middle. That's 4 tries now for Farina Mack. She's a try poacher.
Yeah, she's just standing out, isn't she? She's a really, really good player. Another real strong run from her, and she gets herself over the line.
And this was just so quick as well. I think there was a little bit of a late retreat that was going on as well. Farida Mack spots the late retreat and then just goes forward and puts the step on and bursts her way through. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great run from dummy half that. I know she's not playing 9 today, but I'm proud of that one as well. Just like you say, spots that late retreat, picks up the ball and exploits that space back behind the ruck.
So can Fern Simpson continue this goal-kicking prowess and make it 24 points to 6? Fair credit to the kick-off at the start of the second half, though. That put the pressure on. Oh, she just couldn't quite bring that rounding off, but scoreline remains 22 points to 6. Great start to the second half for St Bede's and St Joseph's.
Yeah, real good. They seem quite well drilled. You know, the half-time talk must have been to keep it simple and keep doing what they were doing because it was working in the first half. And they probably couldn't have asked for a better start there with the kick-off going out and them getting the ball back and then them finishing off with another try.
I mean, I know you're not a coach, but is that what the message you would have been sending out? Keep it simple, keep it rolling.
Yeah, I'd have kept it really, really positive for them. They've done really, really well in that first half and they didn't really need to change anything.
Fuller with a typical evasive run. Now it's being brought through from Martin. The defence managing to recover somewhat though. 3 players put into the stop. 30 metres out from the line here, Archbishop Sentamu. Now again running cross field is Macy Lee Ramsden. Oh, she found a gap. She accelerated into it with huge gusto and has won a penalty for her side as well.
Yeah, I think it was a bit high there. She's just been caught. She's been rewarded for that great run with a penalty for her side. You
know what? There was no thoughts of self-preservation there, was there? It was just, right, I'm going.
Yeah, that's it. You can't have any self-preservation when you play in this sport. You've got to give it all or not, because otherwise that's when you'll get injured. But great run and great toughness on show there.
So, Macy Lee Ramsden to tap this ball. 10 metres out from the line. Can they get a response? Well, the support is there from Holt Robinson. She's 8 metres out from the line now. Smith plays it out to the left. A run forward there, tricky from Hall. 2 metres out from the line. They'll go from dummy half. Oh, that was a brave run that from Smith. Just being caught. In fact, it was Holt Robinson. That was Smith passing the ball. Trying to do something. They lost possession though. Great tackle. And a running chance. She was dead quick to regain her feet. Was Fern Simpson. She's off down the left-hand side. Making her way to the halfway line. Brilliant, Simpson.
Yeah, she's done well there as Fern. You know, she's listened to the referee. The tackle wasn't quite complete, so she got back to her feet and gone again.
Oh, and then someone's got to try and stop Mac, who's breaking out for try number 5. What a brilliant individual scoring performance this is. But I'm going to give that, certainly, that run from Fern Simpson, because that created the havoc.
Yeah, that creates it there. You know, some real strong defence there from St Bede's, put the pressure on Archbishop. Probably could have been a little bit smarter around the ruck there from Archbishop, but then she does really well to pick up the ball, come to like halfway, gets the team on the front foot. Like I say, the tackle wasn't complete. She's listened to the referee and kept herself going, and then Matt goes and completes the try yet again.
Tell you what, when you've got a finisher like that in your side, I mean, that's game winning, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, they've got to keep her on the field here, I think, and keep using her between her and Simpson. You know, they're controlling it really well.
If you haven't already marked the name down, mark it down for Eden Mack. We want to see her in playing Community Rugby League and then moving on, hopefully, to the Women's Super League in the next few years.
Yeah, I definitely do. You know, there's talent ID spotting going on today, and I'm sure people will be registering her name.
So Simpson with this conversion attempt.
I think Matt might actually be coming off for a breather here, which is fair play, to be fair. Seems tired. They have just put someone on and she's come to the edge, so.
In she steps, does Fern Simpson. Ah, that's a great kick from Fern. Moves the scoreline on to 28 points to 6.
I think I'm actually wrong there. Max staying on. She's just gone for a little orange break and a drink break at the edge, taking her opportunities where she can.
So 28 points to 6. Yeah, I think she is stopping on his freedom. Max, she's gone back towards the middle of the field, hasn't she? So Archbishop Sentamu Academy back in possession. Here's Fuller. Well, I tell you what, it's not going to be for want of trying if they don't get a win here, is it? Fuller's been superb every carry that she's done.
Yeah, she keeps taking that first carry back from the halfway and she puts them on a good front.
Backo caught just in behind that 40-metre line. Smith moves it. Oh, good evasive skill there from Grace Bennett. She impressed me with her general effort in that first half.
Yeah, she had some real good effort. She keeps getting herself involved. Little hit and spin there, and she found a gap.
Fuller trying to find a gap. There's a packed middle, but she's got as far as the 20-metre line. Archie, options to the left. Ball goes over the head. And then picked up brilliantly by Hope. Hope cutting through. Hope one-on-one. Oh, she's all the way to the line. Individual try that. She's deserved that with some really strong carries. They're not done in this one yet.
Yeah, that was a real strong carry from Hope there. You know, she just bust through a tackle, found another gap and kept going. She had some real good strong leg drive and probably deserved that on the back of the strong carries, and great individual try there from Hope.
Came first of all with that pass over the top from Smith. Well picked up. And she just pinned her ears back here. And that little shuffle to get past Fern Simpson at the end.
Yeah, she busts through the middle of some of them there and then keeps going and backs herself to get over the back of the fullback.
Poppy Stockdale to attempt the conversion. So 28 points to 10 with this kick to come. It's a wide open game, this one. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's good. We keep mentioning it, but some real good strong carries and some good breaks going on and some real tough, strong defensive efforts too. Some good tackles going in, and like you mentioned, you can't fault any efforts from any player on this field. They're all putting their all in, and some great talent on show.
So Stockdale pulls the ball down, takes the necessary steps back, sets herself. Oh, didn't quite get any hold of that one. So the scoreline remains 28 points to 10. Good effort there from Poppy. So, St Bede's and St Joseph's back in possession on the halfway line to start this next attack. It's picked up and run forward by Gabriela Zamachowska. Off the down the right she goes. She'll play it on that 40-metre line. Now being brought back towards the centre of the ground. Evasive running style there from Ogagua. Plays it on the 30-metre line. And again following up to Shana McCusker-Campbell. But that's great defence. Oh, it really did move up. Crunching tackle, that one.
Yeah, real good defence. Grace Bennett again is working really, really hard. She's involved in them last two tackles.
Oh, lovely work from Fern Simpson. Can she go all the way? Oh, she gets as far as Fuller, who just about brings her down. But really good running again from Simpson. From dummy half, can they burst over again? Oh, they have. It's a direct attack out of dummy half. And Mary Olorundari goes over underneath the post, or just at the side of the post, I should say. But again, it's just these lightning quick play the balls which are really breaking it up and running like this from Simpson.
Yeah, I think St Bede's have got, you know, a bit of a quicker play the ball and that ruck speed going on. They've got some strong carries, finding the front, that quick play the ball, and then Mary just spots that gap at the side of the post and goes over.
Brave finish as well, because there was players diving at her from all angles.
Yeah, it's a brave finish that. She just goes for it and backs herself.
So Fern Simpson, 4 goals to her name already today. And again, I'm going to go down. That's a try assist from Fern with that run.
Yeah, she's doing really, really well, is Fern. She's clearly got the rugby brain as well for St Bede's, and she's directing the pack. You know, she's taking these conversions for the team as well. She seems to be involved in everything, getting them on the front foot, making the long runs, and then other people are finishing it off.
So Simpson lines this conversion attempt up, 32 points to 10. They've just had that bit more firepower, really, haven't they, St Bede's and St Joseph's? Steps in now and converts. 5 out of 6 as far as she's concerned. It's been a productive afternoon.
Yeah, she's doing really well with the boot there. She's got a good technique going on and a good kicking style, and then makes really good contact and follows through on the ball. So she's doing really well in that area too.
We're about midway through this second half period now.
Yeah, Archbishop's been doing really well. You know, they'll have a good strong carry here, I'm sure, but I think if they can just speed up their ruck speed, they'll become a little bit more dangerous, because I think St Bede's just have that speed advantage on them.
And we have been extolling the virtues of the attack of Farida Mack, but she's done 2 tackles on the burst there, hasn't she, and really slowed them down and kept them in the middle.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't go hiding in defence either. She gets herself involved in everything.
Fuller, good carry down the left-hand side for Archbishop Sentamu. Smith ducks one way, then goes the other, straightens up now. Almost makes it as far as the 30-metre line. Referee Sophie Lund just keeping an eye, making sure everything is okay. She's keeping the game flowing. I like that with referees. Ball
yeah, she's doing really well, is Sophie. She's letting the game flow, picking out what she needs to, like this here. I think it was just slightly high. She's just intervening when she's got to, really, and letting it flow, which is really nice to see, and she's controlling it really well.
I mean, this is why, you know, because I want to speak, you know, of that, because I think this is real maturity in the match official performance as well, isn't it? In letting that game flow. Because let's be honest, you could pick a penalty with nearly every play the ball back.
Yeah,
if
definitely.
You wanted
It's
to.
about managing that game, speaking to players, and I'm sure Sophie's doing it down there because you can see players reacting to her. She's guiding them through what they need to do and then picking out the standout ones that she's got to give.
Run coming in from St Bede's and St Joseph's. Chloe Fasanya. Done the last 2 carries as well, to be fair. Ooh, I thought she was going to rip the ball out then. It was a good challenge from Hall. And here's Mary Olarundari, right through the middle, picking up pace, picking up space. 45 metres away from the line. Now Mack, the danger player, brushes out of 2 tackles, goes down the left-hand side. Oh, she's got through again. It's try number 6 of the game. That is an individual try of brilliance, that.
Yeah, good individual try from Farida again there. You know, she backs herself and she's got that speed. She goes down this left-hand side and beats quite a few defenders there from Archbishop who just slide off her, and you know, she goes through and backs herself and again puts the ball under the sticks to help Simpson with the conversion.
Now, I've seen a lot of rugby league games, but I don't think I've ever commentated on a double hat-trick.
A double hat-trick, yeah, that's one to her name, isn't it?
Superb from Farida Mack. So Farida Mack goes round to the post as well. Yeah, it's looking like she's going to get player of the match, isn't it? I think
yeah,
we'd be a bit cruel if we didn't go.
It's looking that way, you know. Simpson has had such a great game. I can't not mention her. She's been involved in everything as well and had some really good runs, setting it up and done really well with the boot. But yeah, Farida Mack for me, she's on 6 tries now and she's involved in everything, attack and defence.
So Fern Simpson, 5 goals to her name. Can she make it 6? Starts a run up. Crowd falls silent. Makes good contact again. I do love the respect. Everybody fell silent for that kick. It was probably only my voice that was speaking. I felt a bit bad interrupting it, really. Moves the scoreline on to 40 points for St Bede's and St Joseph's, 10 to Archbishop Sentamu.
Yeah, Archbishop just need to keep going here and just keep playing as they are, keep their heads held high. You can't fault their efforts at all. You know, they keep responding and that's all you can ask from them.
They've just not been able to fashion getting close enough to the line often enough, really, have they?
Yeah, it's all about that field position. They keep finding themselves in the centre field and then probably coming up with an error. I think there's another one there.
And it's Farida Mack doubling up on the defence as well. She's on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, she just keeps appearing. She's
going
everywhere and her name just keeps coming up. But yeah, Archbishop just can't seem to keep holding the ball in any decent field position and that's kind of killing them a little bit.
Of course, Campbell waits dummy half duties. Picks up runs. Good run as well, but equally strong tackle from Grace Bennett. She's continued the defensive effort. Oh, and that's a solid run as well from Lydia Safranauskas. Chance here for Mary Olandundere.
Mary's had some strong carries in the last few times she's had the ball, you know. She's always making a gap and then going again and finding her front.
Fern Simpson goes from dummy half, cuts to the left, then to the right. Inside the 10-metre mark she goes. Thought for a second there was a little injury there for Macy Lee Ramsden, but she bounced back up. Mack passes to the right. Big charge coming in yet again to set the position from Gabriela Zamachowska. Zamachowska plays it. It's a dummy half red. Oh, and it's going to be turnover. That was a crucial tackle, that.
Yeah, it was a really good defensive set there as well from Archbishop. You know, they've managed to keep them out. They found themselves probably standing behind the sticks under a conceded try each time previously, but a real strong defensive set there.
Tell you what a place to force a turnover as well, though.
Yeah, good field position from St Bede's as well.
So Smith at dummy half had to control that one. It was really forced back. Off the boot, that one. Smith again. Passes to the right. Running opportunity. Oh, that's a great carry. Superb run. Nice handoff as well. Massive metres. And that's a great run from Bacco. Up to the 40-metre line.
Yeah, she's got a good fend on her there as well. I think the ref deemed tackle not complete there, so she's allowed it to continue to go.
Up to the halfway line. So she's gained almost 40 metres there, hasn't she, for a side? They'll thank her for it. Now Fuller. Is that completed? Yes, it was, so it's going to be played. Smith kicks forward. Tricky kick for the midfield to deal with. Superb work there from Zilagi to get on the end of that one.
Yeah, it's real good work, and you know, some better carries there. We had a bit of a break there. They managed to get in the opposition's half here, so if they can have a good defensive set like they did on their own line and potentially keep the St Bede's in their own half, they could find themselves on the front foot.
Let's see if they can contain them in this set. It's another brilliant run coming down this left-hand side to Shana McCusker Campbell. Oh, she's got into touch. Ended up being a really good defensive play there from Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller's done really well there, you know. She knew that she had to make that tackle on the back of that break. It was a real strong carry, but again, I was talking about hopefully they can keep her in their own half, but Fuller has saved them a little bit there.
Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon of this Inspire Sport Champion Schools Finals Day. This is game number 2, the Year 8 Girls Final between St Bede's and St Joseph's of Keighley and Archbishop Sentamu Academy of Hull. We're approaching the closing stages. St Bede's lead by 40 points to 10. But it's Archbishop Sentamu Academy, and this player Zelangi, who goes down the left-hand side, a really good run that. Smith looks to work it back in field, but there is an injury. She looks like she's okay to continue.
Yeah, she looks like she's getting back in the line here, but I was just thinking, I like how this game has been free-flowing. We talked about the referee keeping it flowing and stuff, but credit to the players. There's not been many stoppages for injuries and things like that, which sometimes you do get quite a few stoppages, but in this game you've got a bunch of tough girls and they just keep going.
Yeah, they wanted to get on with it, and that's lovely hands from Smith. Finds Zilagi, who he's having a late cameo here. That's a quality one. Archbishop Sentamu, 30 metres out from the line. Smith moves it. Stockdale, good carry from Stockdale. Offloads.
Yeah, very good carry and a good pick up there on the back of that offload that went to ground.
Oh, what a tackle again from Mack. Coming in and cutting Zilagi down. Oh, that was like a Derek Fox kick. That was like back in the day, going against the grain and kicking down the other side. It was a lovely kick, that one. And although our match official brings the game to an end, it's been a real entertaining, free-flowing game. And the St Bede's and St Joseph side have won this one. For Reed and Mack, the outstanding player, 6 tries in this one. Yeah. Absolutely outstanding individual performance, but it would be remiss of us not to mention the defence she's done as well.
Yeah, some real strong performances from many players there on the pitch. You know, from Archbishop we've got Amelia Fuller, really strong carries and some strong defensive efforts at full-back. At 9 we had Ella Smith, who has clearly got that rugby brain and was trying to direct her players around the pitch. You know, Archbishop did really well. They never gave up right till the end, so credit to them. And then for St Bede's, we had Fern Simpson, who was a close second for player of the match for me. She had a real outstanding game and a good kicking game with them conversions. But Farida Mack, 6 individual great tries, strong athletic runs, and clearly a good future start within the game.
Tara, how was your first commentary?
Yeah, good. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for looking after me. And,
really pleased to have you alongside.
Cheers.
Alongside me. We will just get ready for the presentations. This is always the real interesting bit for me, because generally, runners-up teams, they're not quite sure what to do with themselves, are they? Because you put so much effort into the game.
Yeah, definitely. And I know the scoreline wasn't on Archbishop's side there, but I think they can hold their heads high and be really, really proud of themselves. They never gave up, and I think some individual performances from St. Bede's has outdone them there. But credit to them defensively. They put their bodies on the line and made some real good runs in attack too. But hold their heads proud and be proud of themselves.
Would be remiss of us not to mention the third team that's on the field as well. So congratulations to referee Sophie Lum and touch judges Maya Gashu and Scarlett Fleming. As we prepare for the presentations, it will be our match officials that pick up the mementos first of all. They'll be very well deserved. Yeah,
very well deserved. I think they've had a really good, solid performance there from Sophie, Maya and Scarlett as a team. I think Sophie controlled the game really well. She let it flow and just pick out the things that she needed to do, because that's what the game allowed. She didn't need to intervene too much because the players just wanted to get on with it. They were really, really responsive, and I think they responded to Sophie really well, and that'll be down to her communication on the field and managing of that game. So credit to her and her team today.
So, Archbishop Sentamu have lined up. We won't be too far away from St. Bede's and St. Joseph's also lining up as well. I like how they changed it into this blue strip now.
Yeah, they're changing their shirts, aren't they?
So we're just moments away from the presentations and the memories being made, because everybody remembers the celebration.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a memory that sticks with them forever. I remember coming from a match official point of view as well. I remember officiating in the Champ Schools finals growing up, and yeah, they are memories that always stick with me, so it will stay with them.
So well done to referee Sophie Lum and touch judges Maya Gashu and Scarlett Fleming. And now the presentation for our player of the match. Farida Mack. There was only really one player that we could give it to. It would be really cruel if you score 6 tries in a game and don't get player of the match.
Yeah, purely her own performance has got her that, and probably left us with only one direction to go, and that was to award it to her. And that's credit to her, because she truly deserves that after that performance.
What an athletic player as well. I look forward to certainly seeing whether she pops up further along the lines.
Yeah, definitely. I hope she's Rugby League. Her athleticism, I can guarantee that other sports will be after her as well. But, Rugby League through and through, I hope that she stays in this sport.
For every winner, there's also a runners-up, and Ella Smith did more than most. Archbishop Sentamu Academy pick up their rewards as well. They've done well to get here in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. To come and represent your school in a final, they should be really, really proud of themselves, and they did themselves credit today too. Obviously, the result didn't go their way, but like you say, they've done really well to get here, and some solid performances all round.
Forward will come the champions today, St. Bede's and St. Joseph's. Your Year 8 champions in this inspiresport Champion Schools final. Just a few seconds away from what will be a proud picture to put on the school wall.
Yeah, definitely. They've got to be proud of themselves. I'm sure their school is proud of them as well. They've put in a great performance today and represented really, really well.
So congratulations to St Bede's and St Joseph's, who win this Year 8 Girls Inspire Champions Schools final. And it's all lifted up. Even the presentation board took flight as well then for a minute.
It's a celebration because they lifted up the bar. I love that.
So we get a lift of the trophy again. Oh, memories made here in Wakefield this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll stick with them forever. You know, I've been in a fortunate position across my teams within my playing career to lift many trophies, and they are memories that stick with you forever. And I'm sure some of these girls will go on to lift more trophies in the future.
Tyra, thank you again for your company this afternoon. Much appreciated. And we'll let the pictures do the talking now.
Yeah, thank you very much.